So I just need to reiterate what I just did. So what I've gone in is basically we've gone to the tutorial. Basically we get WSAD. Mouse X is going to be on this turn functionality. We don't need to worry about that already because we have the IA look, and it is the mouse X axis. So when we get this, basically, we'll just get the X axis off of that for our purposes. We did need to add the toggle particles. I've gone in and I've set that to the space bar. And I'll save the default mapping. So let's go over some of the construction of that object. H. So one of the big things with this is the character. Hold on. Where is it? Here is it. Colliding pond. All right, let's look at the .h. So one of the things that they're going to do is they basically, when they want you to add a class particle system component, and in the tutorial they're going to have you put that in the this include in the .cpp. That's how you would have done it, like literally like 7 years ago. The reason for that is because they changed includes, and when you started with Unreal Engine back then, you had a massive include file that had pretty much every component and every actor class available to you out of the box. And the problem with that is that ultimately it was a slow compile time because you were compiling every single class just to build your gameplay. And things that you didn't use, such as, you're like, hey, terrain. I don't use terrain in this package. Got compiled and put into the package. So they've basically reduced that all down to a core minimal.h. Now, granted, they've got the pawn here, and pawn again by virtue it has actor. But this include line particle system component.h. You'll see that show up in things that they want you in the CPP file, and they've got that over here. They've got you adding construction over here. They got you adding construction helpers, the spear component, camera component, armor component. And what's interesting here is that they are creating these literally here in like literally on the fly here in the class constructor. That's do we really want that type scenario? I mean, we can go again. We go go back to the map. Let's go to the map I worked on. There we go. Don't save. Yes, save selected. So again, here, but again, like if we wanted to adjust anything with the camera, we can't because that's all being done in just C++. Like it's not even part of the class itself per se until the class is run. We can press play. We can go to the colliding pond. Where is it now? They're still they're not showing up in Blueprint. So there's a question of, do we even want to do this for? There's a question here, basically, do we want to play with this? Are these values that we should be able to adjust in the editor or have access to the editor? And that's another question. So, it's here, it's working, but the question, there's a question of, is this the way that we really want to do this? Again, they add a spear component, a camera component, and the spring arm component. Like again, more like do we again the colliding pond, We have what they call what they've called our particle system. They've set that up here. Again, it has a U property, but it's not. We can't see that part. We can't see that in the editor, mostly because they're setting that all up here. So it's one of those. Yeah, I mean they're doing this all via code. Take that as you see fit. I mean, basically, like you get again, it's showing you like, yeah, you can forego Blueprint altogether and set this all up in code. Even the camera, like they're setting up the camera here. The big line that I want to make sure you guys is the auto possess player, which takes this enum auto receive input for player 0, which has a value of 1. So player 1 effectively. And we've seen this. We've turned this on in the editor in the previous class. So that's one of the things I want to point out. I've added a lot of this code. The first time I compiled, when all this code was here, it did crash. And it was probably one of the constructor helpers failed for some reason, and I don't know why. I reloaded my project and I compiled again, and everything was okay. So just to be forewarned, there were issues. Effectively, I had an issue. With compiling for some reason. Let's go through. So they have you set up. They're going to have you handle your movement with a movement component, and they're going to have you create a new. Basically, they're going to have you inherit from the pawn movement component. So colliding pawn movement component. And in there, they have you, let me see, setting up the tick. Trying to slide along surface. Again, they're trying to have you slide along a surface. So they have you do it using movement in the component. Something here. Again, they've got more on your own. Rotation. Wait, why? Oh, okay. They're actually going to the movement component. Okay, so they're going to the movement component and add, using the add input vector. So that's basically how characters basically are moving around. They have this add input vector. Again, it's a method. So again, this is the old system, but essentially it's going to be similar, but it's going to be bind the particle. Where they set the? Okay, here they go. If our particle system, if the template. So basically, at some point we're going to set up a variable for the template. If that's been set, then our particle system toggle active. Again, remember the arrow. These are all pointers. So not using the dot notation, using the arrow notation. Yeah, the big change is going to be here. Setup player input component. This is going to change. This is go back. Let's go take a look at the character. So here is again virtual white. You are going to use this. In fact. Come on. Let's look at the colliding pond. It might be there already. Yeah, it does. So it has that function already in the CPP colliding pond. So we have this function already here for you. The goal here again in your here's the input. I mean, this is basically what go grab in here. We'll grab. I'll just grab all the code for right now. Are we missing something? Yeah, so we need these two dot H's. Let's grab actually these three. And we'll add these to dot H. And now it's yelling about these because these are not defined at the moment. We can worry about the UE log for right now. So yeah, again, go ref again. Where did we make the input? No, that's not you. Input action, look action. There we go. Don't move. Here we go. These are the things we need in the dot H. And we'll add these to the end of the. Did I miss this? There's the look action. There we go. So again, we can grab this and drop this down here. And this would be the toggle particle. and we'll just do action at the end of it. Let's go back to, let's just to make sure everything's okay. Let's just compile. And it's yelling because we go back to dot. We've added all this code, but we are in the wrong class. So let me comment these lines out of code. We don't actually have the functions for them as of yet. Go back and compile. And 42. Let's just be on the safe side. Let's go grab the input action value. Actually, I'm going to take these out here. I'm going to move these. I'm going to add these right here instead. So that because they're part of the .h, it should. Log template character. What did I do? That's on line 99. Let's go. Take out the log. I probably need to set up, there may be something I need to set up here. Let's jump back. Yeah, there we go. So, you can see now that I've got all these different actions. Again, I can basically assign these. Again, the issue that is I can assign these right into the editor at this point. This is, so I jump, I move. The one thing that you'd have to, again, this is the issue. Look action. Look. Select one. Is what I'm doing pretty straightforward? Do I need to go through like step by step? Can I get a response, please? Kind of other people? Hello?
Good.
Okay. I'm going to stop the recording here, and I'm just going to like return the rest of the time for you just to get to work. I know several people are behind, so I've got I'll be taking questions about what's going on with all right, I'll stop the recording right here. Let me get that uploaded, and I'll start taking questions.